everybody, my name is Estella Cedillo, and the title of my strategy is Realia. And the Realia strategy is when you're using real things or objects as part of the vocabulary lesson. It's when you're building background knowledge and vocabulary, and it helps the students identify the objects with their senses, which means like an object they can feel, hear, or even smell sometimes. And it's a great way just to introduce the vocabulary, or if they're having trouble understanding some of the challenging words, it's a great way to do your lesson plan. So some of the ways that if you don't have a real object and you still want to convey the message, but it's hard for you because you don't have the real thing, then you would use replicas, which are like models. And then if you can find that, then you can do like a semi-concrete idea, which would be like present a photograph of the object to the students. But each step that you go down, like from the real object to a model to a replica or to a photograph, then you're losing the senses. Because obviously a photograph, you wouldn't be able to touch or feel or smell it. This is the book I'm going to be sharing for my lesson plan, which is called Cake Day by Ellen Mayer. And I'm targeting the grade level 1. My lesson plan would be, from my TEKS would be mathematics, and it would be under knowledge and skills. 1, mathematical process standards. The student uses mathematical processes to acquire and demonstrate mathematical understanding. It would go under the A part, which is applying mathematics to problems arising in everyday life, society, and workplace. And the way that I would introduce, the ELP that I am targeting is intermediate, because I would use the object for the story. So the materials I would need would be obviously my book, which is Cake Day. I would need my measuring cup. I would need flour. I would need salt, baking powder, sugar, a bowl, the whisk, a spoon, and I would need eggs. So the way I would use the strategy and build it into my book would be, I would read my book, obviously, and as we go along, like it would say, well, we need flour. So then I would bring my flour and let them see it. I would pour it out and let them feel it and smell it. And whatever gets them to use their senses, then I would work with that. Obviously, whenever they say we're gonna need a cup of flour, then I would get my cup and measure it out. Whenever they say we need salt, I would bring the salt and let them, I would do it myself first, and then whenever they need the baking powder, then I would show them. As we read the book, I will measure just the right amount, and I will show them how measuring works. Pour the milk into the mixing bowl. So I would bring my bowl out and I would show them, and I can bring the milk. Crack an egg. I would bring the egg and crack it. And these are things obviously most of us have in our house. So all this could be brought and the flour, you can easily get the bigger size for the whole classroom. You could get the bigger size of salt, of sugar, and you could make it into a project where you bring it in, give everybody a chance to measure, make it fun. They can crack the eggs, they can mix it in a bowl. You know, it doesn't have to be to where it costs you a lot, but as long as they get their hands in it, they can feel it, they can touch it, they can smell it, they're able to mix it in themselves, then that would make them remember. And every time they think, because they're gonna be cooking at home, obviously, whenever they're in science, they're gonna be able to measure in their measuring cups. They're gonna know, and you're adding all these vocabulary words to their lexicon. So it's a great way, the strategy, the Realia strategy, it's a great way for them to understand the new vocabulary. So as I said before, the Realia strategy means using real things and objects and that makes it build background and adds to their vocabulary. It's when they use their senses to understand the vocabulary. So like if they're able to see, feel, hear, or even smell the objects, then it would be a great way for them to be introduced to the vocabulary. Thank you so much.